So, hello everyone. This is Alok Keshri. I am an international motivational speaker, corporate trainer, communication and public speaking specialist. And today I am along with doctors who are actually treating all the COVID patients. और आए दिन हर एक दिन हम लोग सोशल मीडिया पर सुन रहे हैं कोविड के बारे में. सिचुएशन इज नॉट good in the market. So this discussion is basically with expert doctors who are actually treating right now to all the COVID patients. So we have two doctors with me. Let me introduce both of them. Dr. Praful is MD medicine and he is DM cardiology and DNB cardiology. Okay, so basically he is into cardiology from cardiology department, and right now he is treating so many COVID patients on a regular basis in the hospital, okay, where he works. Also we have Dr. Hamir, who is pediatrician, so who actually takes care of so many COVID patients. So welcome doctors in this discussion. Thank you so much for joining in this discussion. So welcome. So starting on this particular topic, आप सब जानते हैं, and welcome to all the people who are listening to us right now. So the agenda for this discussion is going to be, first we will have a discussion for half an hour, and after that we will have Q&A. You can ask some questions, and the doctors will give you the answer. Okay, so it will be live. You can immediately ask the questions, and they will be answering you on that. Okay. So everyone knows that in today's world, in India particularly right now, we will discuss more about India. अभी आप देख रहे हो कि the situation is not very good, and second wave of COVID has already arrived, and it's a very difficult situation right now in the market. So we see a lot of messages in social media that so many times it has been recommended so many different types of medicines, and what we should do before COVID, what we should not do, and we should go for some particular medicine without the advice of any doctor, और मुझे कुछ खाना चाहिए, नहीं खाना चाहिए, क्या कैसे precaution लेना चाहिए, many more things. So what I believe that this is not a regular disease like cough and cold and all, right? So at the same time, when we listen from all the people, multiple advices from different people who are expert, who are not expert, at the end we get confused, and finally it becomes very difficult for all of us to understand what to follow and what not to follow. So that's the reason we have gathered here to help all of you to understand step by step what you should do and what you should not do if you are actually going through the difficult situation. Then what you should do and what you should not do. Or if you are a COVID patient, or maybe some of the family members in your family is a COVID patient, or maybe how you can prevent yourself. So many different types of questions we may have right now within 1 hour, and you will get a lot of clarity on that. Okay, so let us start the discussion. So one more time, welcome doctors in this discussion, and thank you for giving your precious time for all the people here, okay, and your advice.
Good evening, everyone. So I am Dr. Praful Devle, and let's start today's discussion of COVID-19 with what are the symptoms of COVID-19. As everyone asks in daily life, how we can identify this disease. So the most common symptoms of this COVID-19 is like any upper respiratory tract infection, any cough, cold, fever are the main symptoms of COVID-19. So ये जो सिम्टम्स है इसे हम कैसे पहचानेंगे? जैसे अभी अगर आपको फीवर आ रहा है, खांसी है और सर्दी है, ये सब इसके सिम्टम्स है. फीवर अगर 2-3 दिन से ज्यादा आ रहा है तो ये मेनली नॉर्मल अपना फीवर नहीं है, इसे आपने जाके जल्दी से ट्रीटमेंट लेना चाहिए. जैसे ये सबसे कॉमन सिम्टम्स, ये 3 सिम्टम्स है. इसके अलावा बाकी भी सिम्टम्स है, जैसे हाथ पैर में दर्द होना, बॉडी एक होना, ये भी एक इसका सिम्टम्स है. जैसे पहले वेव्स में काफी सिम्टम्स डेवलप हो रहे हैं, मतलब डिफरेंट डिफरेंट सिम्टम्स अभी आ रहे हैं। जैसे हमने फर्स्ट वेव में देखा कि मोस्ट कॉमन सिम्टम जैसे थे फीवर, कफ, कोल्ड। अभी इस वेव में मोस्टली पेशेंट्स आर प्रेजेंटिंग विद complaints such as body ache, generalized weakness, and more common other other symptoms is diarrhea. So these are all symptoms of COVID-19. If you have these symptoms, don't ignore these symptoms. You have to get tested for the COVID-19 disease. So any additions from Dr. Hamid?
I think you have narrated it nicely, but in second wave, less number of respiratory cases, as you have told, more number of weaknesses, body ache, and the diarrhea. So GIT symptoms, that's the gastrointestinal, right? And in
Yes.
pediatric part, same thing happening,
Yeah.
like less number of respiratory cases, less cough and cold fever, but more part like vomiting, weakness, and diarrhea. So weakness is cardinal sign. Personally, I think for
Yes.
adults, Dr. Praful can say. So if you have weakness, if you have low grade fever, and if you are not feeling well, and if you are in contact with someone who had COVID or who have COVID, then you need to get tested. Otherwise, these are the symptoms. And in pediatric, symptoms are there, but less severity. But in adults, they are definitely need to work for that. And Praful, if you want to add something like those who are at high risk, add some
Yeah.
conditions like so that they can better.
Yes. Yes. So these are the most important symptoms of COVID-19. So you should not ignore these symptoms. If you have fever for more than 2 days, 3 days, just get tested yourself for COVID-19.
No,
So
for whom they are high risk, like diabetes, hypertension, what are the
yeah,
risk
yeah.
factors if you want to
So
add?
if even in young patients or elderly patients, all elderly patients more than 60 years are the high risk for COVID-19. So other diseases such as diabetes, hypertension, heart disease, cancer, these all patients are the subset for the high risk patient. In this subset of these patients, such as diabetes, hypertension, any heart disease, any angioplasty or bypass done previously, then cancer patients, these all patients constitutes the high risk for the COVID-19, and they can progress. Even mild symptoms are there; they can rapidly progress to severe symptoms, and they can require O2, they can require ventilation, and even in these patients can get complicated. So these are the high risk patients. If you have any one of these hypertension, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, or any other problem, any other disease, so you have to take extra care of in COVID-19.
Okay. Okay.
Even
So
for children as well, those who are having bronchial asthma, heart disease, some kidney disease like nephrotic syndrome, those who are on the long-term drugs like steroid, they definitely need to worry for that. If they have the single symptoms like cough, cold, fever, they should not ignore. As Dr. Praful said, same thing happens to pediatrics or children as well. So if you have high risk factor, get tested urgently on the priority basis.
okay. So the next question from some of the um, people who have requested for it is like, can it spread from person who has no symptoms?
Yeah,
Yes.
it is very evident and it is very clear that it can spread. If we take example of the second wave, we see that less number of cough cold cases are there, but still it is transmitting, still it is spreading the virus. People are spreading the virus. And now we are in the stage of stage 3 of pandemic. That means stage 3 is virus is there in the air. So that if you are roaming here and there without, if you think that there are no COVID cases, but you may get infected. That's why role of hand sanitizer and mask are there. So there is the chance, there's a 100% chance that it will get transmitted through person to person through air as well. If no one is there in chamber, there is a chance that it may get transmitted from the outside air. So there is no doubt, it's very clear cut that it transmits by air.
Yes,
Okay.
yes,
Okay.
definitely, Dr. Hamid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when we talk about the transmission of COVID-19, the most important way of transmission is coughlid, means droplet. When people with COVID-19 comes in contact with COVID-19 patient, and if he coughs or he exhale, the virus comes out, and you are taking breath in the same environment. So you are at high risk for uh, getting that disease. So that is one way of transmission of disease. And second way, if you comes with the contact with that patient and he touch anything, any object or anything, and you touch that same surface and you touch your mouth or your eyes, then that also one can be possibility of transmitting the disease. And as explained by Dr. Hamid, air transmission is still there. Still, research is going on that in air this virus can stay for 1 to 2 hours, and if we go through that environment, that surface or that air area, so very likely that we can inhale that and we get COVID-19 disease. So that is important to prevent this disease. So that
Okay.
you should know that it can transmit from droplet whenever patients cough or exhale, and also surrounding areas, surfaces, and also air transmission is there. Definitely, we have to take care.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Dr. Praful and Dr. Hamid. So the next question is that what can we do to protect myself or ourselves?
Yes. So we need to take utmost precautions to prevent this COVID-19 disease, to keep this virus away from ourselves. So first thing is use your mask properly. So there we have several options of the mask, such as cotton mask is there, then surgical mask is there, and N95 mask for all general people. So the protection given by this mask is varies, percentage varies. If we use only cotton mask or that cloth mask, the protection is around 50%. And if you use the surgical, that blue mask, the protection is around 70%. But if you use N95 mask, their protection is 95%, reduces the transmission of COVID-19. And if you use two N95 masks, the transmission is negligible. So
Okay.
that is more important. If you, and the cost of the mask is also very less as compared to previous now. So we
Mhm.
can use two N95 masks to protect yourself, so that the transmission risk is almost negligible when you go to your workplace, when you go to crowded place, or such as when we are going out to buy essential medicines or our essential needs. This you need to take that precaution that you should use mask when you go out from home. So
Okay.
second important thing is use sanitizer. Wash your hands in regular interval. So washing hands kill the virus. So that is second most important. Wash your hands frequently or use sanitizer. And third thing is social distancing. So whenever you go out, keep distance of at least 6 feet from any other person, whether it is infected or non-infected. You have to take care. So these are SMS, that is social distancing, mask, and sanitizer. These three are the most important things to protect yourself. Yeah,
Very
Dr. Amir, you want to add something?
Yeah, anything from your side, Dr. Hamir?
No, I think
For
you narrated it
pediatric
nicely.
people, especially because
Yeah,
there is very difficulty wearing the mask. These
yeah, it's very
kids,
so
kids,
children's. I would
yeah,
like to say children's don't wear mask at all.
yeah,
It's very difficult for us, and for children they can transmit more rapidly, and they transmit it more as compared to adults because they
yes,
have that chance of more transmission. And one more thing I would like to add here is whenever we say 6 feet, 6 feet distant, it has some meaning. Oh, there is logic behind that. If I spread the virus by cough, it can spread up to 6 feet only. After that, it will fade away. So that's the meaning behind it. So hand sanitization, then face mask and the social distancing are the main thing we have to focus on. That there is nothing we can do right now. Even in a ICU, even in hospital setup, it's very difficult to wear I mean the PPE kits and all those things. But if you can wear two masks, but otherwise one mask is enough, as Dr. Praful said. If possible, N95 is the best.
Okay, wonderful. Very nice. Okay, so the next question is that should I worry about COVID?
yeah,
Because of this, so much of information in the market, and when people watch news, particularly in different news channels, they see different types of graphics, hospitals, people are crying, people are, so basically it creates a lot of negativity in our mind. So yeah, this is a very common question. Should
Yeah,
we should we worry about COVID?
definitely. We should worry about this disease because so many mortality, means so many people are dying. But we should not panic. We should take precaution. We should worry about the disease, but we should not panic at the same time. Because what news channel are showing this at time? So they show so many people are dying, hospital condition is like this, so many people crying. Yeah, this is the reality, but we should not panic. We should take precaution. What we have suggested just now, that is social distancing, mask, and sanitizer. If you use this, the risk of contamination is very less. So you should not panic. But if you get symptom, you should get tested as early as possible. So that you have to do. And
Yeah.
yeah,
I
Yes.
think precautions, yeah, precautions. We need not to be worried, but we have to take precaution. And whatever symptoms Dr. Praful has told, if we have some symptoms, directly we have to go for the testing. And we need to take care of our parents, elderly, those who are more than 60 years of age. And if we have some risk factors, what Dr. Praful said, we need to look for that. If we have some risk factor, definitely we have to take it in the priority basis. Otherwise, take care of ourselves, good breathing, good exercises, good food, and preventive measures, because it's deadly, but I think 10 to 20% people are dying as compared to rest of the people are can be treated at home as well. But we need to take care of the elders, and we need to look for the risk factors. This I would like to add.
Okay. So basically, if I summarize this question, should we worry about it or not? We should not be worried, but at the same time, we should be very careful and taking care of ourselves. At the same time, we should be worried that if we go out, definitely something without mask or without taking proper care of ourselves, definitely something will go back, right? So we need to take care from that perspective, and we need not to be panic if even if the COVID. If someone gets COVID positive, we need to start thinking, and that's the reason this discussion is there. Probably will help the further level
and
of discussion.
findings are so many people just come to our hospital, patients relative, with handkerchief on the nose, or just scarf on the nose, or handkerchief and scarf. They actually don't give any protection. So
Hmm.
that practice should be avoided. We should not go out with just handkerchief or scarf. We should use proper mask. That is
So,
what I suggest.
Dr. Praful, Dr. Hamir, you please tell me, earlier it was said that even gamcha or maybe some cotton clothes or something will help. So in the second wave or maybe expected third wave, will that help?
It may help. There is logical reason behind that, because whenever I sneeze, when I cough, it may not get transmitted. Large particles cannot be transmitted by those handkerchiefs and simple masks. But these are the microns. These are the small particles. So there are more chances to get transmitted through your simple mask. So if possible, N95, otherwise surgical mask. You need to give more than 70% of protection.
I
So
think
surgical.
yeah. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you don't have anything with you, you can take all those things. But we have been suffering since years, so
It
we need
was
to have all those things. And it
yeah.
doesn't cost much.
It was
So,
like something is better than nothing.
yeah,
Previous
something is better.
Yeah.
first wave, because we didn't have that much supply of N95 mask or surgical mask, or mask shortage was there. Even that time, it was difficult for healthcare worker to get N95 mask.
Yeah.
So that's why they have promoted at that time something you should wear.
Hmm. Okay.
As now situation has improved a lot, and we have enough amount of 95 masks available for healthcare workers, even for general population. So if it is available, we should use it. That's what I think. Even if when patients or relative comes to hospital, if they have that handkerchief or scarf, they just when they comes for talking, so they
Yeah. They
keep
remove. They
down.
remove
And
it. Yeah.
that's why expose both, means doctor also get exposed and patient also get exposed to that.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True. So N95 is the first priority.
Yeah. I
Hardly
think
then
cost 30 to 40 rupees nowadays.
okay.
Okay, okay. And where can we get it? Like, should we
Yeah.
go in the and get it in the medical store, or can we order online
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well?
In medical store,
Online
you
also
will
it is
get it.
available, or medical store also you can buy.
So we need to
Okay.
search with N95 mask. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay.
N95 masks.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Great. Okay. So now you know that if people get one or two sneezing, one or two times sneezing, or three times sneezing, or maybe one time slight headache, and next day it is okay. So basically, people get confused. Is it COVID or it is just a normal cough and cold or something like that? So people get panic. So the question here is, what time we should consult a doctor? At what situation they will understand that, okay, now it is the time to consult a doctor?
See, yes, such we cannot differentiate whether it is simple viral or COVID viral, but there are certain danger signs. Like if we have the high grade fever with weakness, we cannot walk, we cannot talk properly. If I am talking and talking with this, what to talk? So that type of breathlessness, if we have, we cannot talk, we cannot walk. And if we don't have, if you have the SpO2 monitor, if SpO2 is less than 95, high grade fever, weakness, these are the common symptoms, or I would like to say danger signs. If you have something like that, you definitely urgently you have to call your doctor, you have to visit your doctor. Apart from this, if you let me narrate in the another way. If you are having some cough cold with fever, but if you can walk, if you can take some food, if you don't have any predisposing factor like Dr. Praful said, and if you are well in body and doing routine activity, at that time you can wait for 48 hours, let this virus show me more features. And after that, if you find out it's going on, it's doesn't trouble me more, at that time you can take homemade I mean home remedies like simple paracetamol, cough cold remedies, whichever you have. But any danger signs if you have, definitely you need to go to doctor on the priority basis. Praful, if you want to add something.
Yeah, definitely. If one or two times sneezing is not an issue, sir, because it will not cause anything. But if you have fever, one spike of fever, yeah, you can ignore it. But second spike of fever, or 2 days or more than that, fever is persisting. With that, you are experiencing cough, cold. So that is definitely a
Body
sign of
pain,
COVID-19,
body ache,
body ache.
or
So these are
yeah.
all symptoms of COVID-19. You should get tested for it, and definitely you should monitor what Hamid suggested. SpO2 monitor, oxygen level monitoring is important. So if you have symptoms persistent for 2 or more than 2 days, I think I'll recommend you to get tested for it. Even it comes negative, you can start treatment for normal cough and cold or fever. And if it's positive, you can start treatment early. Early testing and early treatment is the mainstay of treatment, mainstay of therapy. Because if you start treatment early, we can able to reduce the replication of the virus. That is multiplication of the virus. We can reduce it, and we can stop it early, and symptoms get controlled by uh, 48 hours of starting treatment. So that is very important. Otherwise, it
One
will
more, yeah.
progress, and once it goes beyond our hand, so it is difficult to control the virus.
One more thing I would like to add. If you have some family member who are having the COVID positive, proven COVID positive, at that time, if you get some symptoms like fever and cough,
Yes,
you may
yes.
not wait for 2-3 days in that case.
Yeah, even.
If my
Correct.
parents or something is suffering
Yeah.
from the COVID, and if I develop single symptoms like low grade fever, weakness, I need to go to there urgently. Otherwise, if you are not exposed to that, you may wait for 2 days, and provided you don't have the predisposing risk factors.
Okay. Very good. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So people, I have posted one Google form link in the chat. Please go ahead and fill your questions over there, because in the chat it will be difficult to go through the questions one by one. So if we have the questions at once at a single place, then it will be very easy to ask at the end. Okay. So please fill meanwhile, and meanwhile we are having the discussion on this particular topic, because these discussions will actually clarify so many questions as well. Okay. So nowadays, if you see doctors, like so many people are also writing that if you have got the symptoms, immediately start with these some of the tablets. Like I know some of the tablets name, so I can tell you, like azithromycin, evermectin, doxycycline, hydrochloroquine, and something like that, or Ayurvedic treatment, homeopathic, etc., or whatever. So I mean, like, what is your understanding on that part? Should we, as a patient, if we feel that, okay, we have cough and cold, or 1 or 2 days, we have already got that sign of COVID positive, maybe we don't have the report yet in our hand, because nowadays, even when you go for blood tests, probably in some of the cities, you will see that the report comes after 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. So till that time, people cannot wait. So what they should do, what should be their approach during that time? They should start taking these medicines, or they can immediately connect to doctors.
I
So
think, okay, let me give you some inputs, then Dr. Praful will narrate it in a proper way because he is a
yeah,
head.
Yeah.
So, if you have basic cough, cold, and fever, you can take simple paracetamol, sometimes azithromycin, or some cough, cold remedies. But I think you should not take favipiravir. You should not take any steroids. You should not take any drugs which can reduce, I mean, thin your blood. So these are the drugs which should be taken under observation with proper reports and all those things. So for azithromycin and cough cold tablets, even for simple paracetamol, you can take it. But apart from this, all this stuff, because nowadays we see that in WhatsApp, every time the single prescription which contains the 10 drugs keeps on rotating. That you, if you have COVID, you take this treatment at your home. You need not to visit the doctor. And after 7 to 8 days, it happens that patient comes with the deadly signs. So for the simple cough, cold, and fever, apart from that, there are no medications you need to take on the, I mean, at over the counter drugs. And all the other medicines, I think Dr. Praful will clearly say.
yeah. So so just as already Dr. Amir has said that if you get fever, cough, cold, you can start some medicines like paracetamol and all that. But we should not. We should first consult the doctor and get tested for COVID-19. And if doctor advise you to take the medicines such as ivermectin, doxycycline, or favipiravir, these are the three medicines given for mild symptoms or mild to moderate disease, not in severe disease. So, doctor should you should visit the doctor and let him classify what how is your symptoms. Is it your mild disease, moderate disease? Because so many parameters are there. He will get you tested blood reports, then HRCT chest, CT scan chest, and other parameters are there such as oxygen level. So these are parameters are required to start the treatment. You cannot just if you have cough, cold, fever, you should start this. It's not like that. You should triage the patient. You should classify the patient according to that their severity, mild, moderate, severe, and according to that we have to start treatment. Not only this ivermectin, doxycycline, or favipiravir is the treatment. Other medicines are there, such as steroids. We have to add in some patients regarding the requirement. So this you will come to know this only when you visit the doctor and he will test you. He will check you properly. So that
Okay.
is important before starting any medicines.
Mhm.
If my brother has COVID-19 and he has started that treatment, so should I start that treatment? No, you should not start like that. Because I have observing this since so many days. I'm managing COVID patient, our hospital is COVID patient, and I also do online consultation also. So I get call from so many people, and they say that my brother has been prescribed this medicines. So shall I start the same medicines? So this is the misconception that every COVID is same. Not no, every patient is not same. There is some parameter we need to see, and according to that we need to start the treatment. So that is
Great. Yes, I would like to add two more points. Like if one is COVID positive and someone is negative, at that time you need do not to start single drug. That's my meaning because we cannot prevent this COVID infection. If I take medicines, my brother is COVID positive. We are living in the same home. If my brother developed the symptoms and he got tested positive, I need not take any drug until and unless I develop some symptoms. Because when if I take in on the priority basis without having symptoms, it doesn't prevent the COVID. So keep in mind if someone is positive, I mean you separate yourself from them. You take the extra precaution, but don't start a drug if you don't have any symptoms. And one more thing, never think that I don't have anything. we don't know what is our blood pressure, what is our sugar level. We
Yeah,
may be on the
true.
we may be having the borderline sugar and hypertension, and we may get all those drugs like favipiravir and steroids, and we may end up with and some we have seen many people come to COVID just because of that. So again, we have to stick to the protocols. That
Okay. Okay. Very nice. Okay. So now I think the next question is related to which I have been seeing in internet, on the internet quite often that we need to have some equipment at our home to test something. So what are those things that you recommend that we as a normal human being, even if we haven't developed any COVID symptoms, what are those things we should keep so that we can monitor ourselves that we are safe and secure? Or even if COVID happens, then what we should keep during that time and what we should monitor?
So I think two most important equipment we should have is, first is oximeter, that is to check your oxygen level. We call in medical term is a SpO2 oxygen level, that is oxygen level, to check your oxygen level. That is most important parameter in checking the severity of the COVID-19 disease. If it is normal, normal means if it is more than 95, 98, 99 is the normal range. But if you have more than 95 is good. Anything below 94 means you need admission, you need oxygen requirement. This is the first equipment you should have it. And second equipment is thermometer to check the temperature. We will get idea about checking your temperature means by hand method also. But if you have thermometer, then exact temperature, uh, how much is the exact temperature, it is important to record, because if it is more than 102, 103 means it's also a severe disease. If you have more higher temperature means it indicates that virus application is more and you need aggressive treatment. So I will suggest this, only these two equipment you should have.
Okay.
What is your take, Dr. Rami?
yeah, only SpO2 and temperature.
Yeah,
These two are things to
And
but
also in oximeter, we will have the
yeah, heart rate.
heart
Yeah.
rate also we
heart
can
rate.
Look
Yeah,
monitor.
for the heart rate as well, because
monitor
if you
heart rate.
have persistent heart rate which is more than 100, you need to check up, because what is going on in your body, it cannot be shown by that pulse oximeter. So at that time you need to, if your heart rate is more than 100 and your that SpO2 is less than 95, you need to call doctor, you need to urgently go to hospital.
So we have got so many questions. I think so far 32 questions, in the Google form that I asked people to fill.
Okay.
So we will start with that. But some of the questions I would like to directly ask from Dr. Hamir from the perspective of pediatric.
Yeah, that is also important.
That is very much important because so many small kids are there. So Dr. Hamir, some of the questions like how can I prevent coronavirus infection or COVID thing in children? Like anything, I think you have already mentioned it, but anything specific that you want
So
to add?
right now we don't have vaccine, so we cannot prevent. That's the one thing. If you have someone positive in your home, you have to separate the children. Not for the children, but children can transmit disease more to your elders. So you have to separate your children from your elders. Otherwise, in children there are less number of symptoms, less severe, if you don't have certain predisposing factors. So don't worry for children right now, because symptoms are there, but less deadly, less severe form of disease is there. But if children get infected at that time, they can transmit more. But for prevention, we don't have anything. We have to like social distancing, mask, and the hand sanitizer.
Okay.
And right now we don't have the vaccines for
kids. Yeah, for children. Yeah. Okay. And next question is, when do we test? Okay. What are the common features of corona infection in children particularly?
Yeah, same like fever, vomiting, diarrhea, and some cough, cold, and weakness. Parents come and they say that my child is not behaving properly. He is looking lethargic. He spends all these days in his bed only. So these are the some signs, symptoms. If you definitely mother or parent, any parent can directly look for those danger signs, and they need to come through that. So same symptoms which are there in the adult.
So, Dr. Hamir, you are treating so many kids, right? Children. So, how many cases generally you experience
Daily
every
8
day?
to 10, daily 8 to 10 cases.
8 to 10 cases.
Yeah,
Okay.
in my
But
clinic.
it's not too
That
many
much.
in children, right?
Yeah, not too many, but we may have some hidden cases. We don't know now.
Yeah.
Because the presentation is same. If we forget the COVID, daily we see almost 70 to 80% who are having cough, cold, fever, vomiting, diarrhea. So it's very difficult to separate. But those who come with contact with COVID, those who are having the danger signs, at that time we report them and they come with positive. So it doesn't mean that I am seeing only 8 to 10%. There may be hidden cases. It just represents the tip of iceberg.
Okay. Is there any different? Is there any different test, or
No,
you can
same.
say, are there any different
Yeah,
tests
no.
for
For children,
children's?
rapid antigen and COVID RT-PCR, and we don't do CT scans until
Okay.
if we have some, I mean, deadly disease and those who are on ventilator at that time we do. But for children, no CT scan. Never do CT scan in children. If you have some symptoms, if you think it is COVID, we need to go to doctor, or if we get tested at some laboratory, we can get tested. Rapid
Okay.
antigen and COVID RT-PCR, which physicians do, or for elders.
Okay. Okay. That's a wonderful information. Yeah. So now the next question you might be experiencing for sure, that children cannot be separated from mother. Okay.
Yeah, it's
So
very
they,
difficult.
I mean, like when, and in both the cases, you might get both the cases, like mother and child both positive, COVID positive, or mother is positive, child is negative, COVID
Yeah.
negative, or child is COVID positive, parents are negative. So how to handle all these situations basically?
Yeah. So if a child is less than 2 year of age, at that time we don't recommend that mask as well, because it's very difficult to wear the mask. And if they are wearing, if they don't take precaution, they are choking hazards and all those things. If mother is positive, child is negative, and child is taking breastfeeding, at that time we encourage to do the breastfeeding as well. But mother is strictly told to tell to do some protocols or some precautions like hand sanitization, masks, and social distancing, because you cannot separate 24/7 kids from their mother. So
Yeah.
whatever mother can do, they can do. But if child is reluctant to stay outside with parents, at that time we have to allow, because if you separate kids from the mother, there are the certain
Different,
catastrophe. Yeah.
yeah, different
So we
challenges
cannot
there.
prevent it, but mother can take some extra precautions so children they cannot transmit to children. If children having illnesses, they definitely transmit to their mother. But so only elders have to take the precautions. We cannot, I mean, lock our children in the room. But
Okay.
in children, we have seen that less severe cases. So that's a good part. Something is working. Some immunity, some vaccine, something is working on that. So that is good part. But again, I say that if you have some elders, kindly separate your elders from children if someone is positive. That's the thing. But there is no, I mean, if we daily we see 1 to 2 neonates, like those baby who just born, they came positive. We see daily. But if there are no symptoms, and if mother is healthy, if she is able to breastfeed her child, she can breastfeed with all these precautions. So no restriction with the breastfeeding. If you isolate your child, that is good. If you cannot, then take care of mother and uh, uh, force her to take some extra precautions. That's the only thing.
Okay. Now there are so many rumors in the market that some people say that we should not take vaccines, or some people say that okay, it is very good. Now, since you people have already taken vaccines, I know all the health workers have already taken, and I know, as you told me initially, that you both have had COVID positive at some point in time, and you have already cured in past. So, what do you suggest?
I
How do
think
you
for
say
general,
that?
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think for general people, we will not discuss the, I mean, what vaccine is made up and all those things. But one that one liner is like COVID vaccine. Each and every vaccine is effective 100% against the severe form of disease. So if you take vaccine, there are hardly 0.01% chances that you may get the severe form of disease. It doesn't mean that if you get vaccinated, you won't get disease in future. You may get disease, but severe form of disease you may not get.
Disease
That's
means you mean to say
yeah,
COVID. COVID.
yeah, a severe form of COVID,
COVID. Okay.
like that pneumonia, breathlessness, your SpO2 is less than 50. So
Okay.
severity of the against the severity, it is having the 100% efficacy. Our Covaxin and Covishield. So that's the number one thing. And if your doctor says that you need not go for vaccinations due to some conditions, health condition, at that time you don't go for that. But if you choice is yours, if you whether you want to get disease or whether you want to get vaccine. If you get the disease, the catastrophes are there. If you want to get vaccine, there are the less side effects like low grade fever and body ache and all those things. But you may prevent, you will definitely prevent the severe form of disease. This is my take on that. And for adult, I think Dr. Praful want to add something.
Yeah. So I'll like to share some questions which general people ask us about the vaccines. So first is they ask whether they should take vaccines or not. So I think vaccine is totally safe, as Dr. Amir has said. Amir has taken vaccine. I have taken vaccine, and in I'm not giving large experience in our hospital. Around 250 people, healthcare workers are there. So all people have taken vaccine and all are safe. And in India, almost 15 crore people have taken vaccines, and almost all people are fine. The minor side effects such as fever is there that will last for 1 or 2 days, and that can be reduced. Or if you give paracetamol for that, that fever also subsides. So that is important that everyone, if they are eligible for the vaccine now, already more than 18 years of age, all people are eligible. So you should take vaccines. What we are seeing in second wave is already our population, that is more than 45 people have taken vaccine. So what we are observing now is the mortality, that is deaths, are more from young people, that is
Yeah.
less than 45 years of age, because they were not vaccinated. And the mortality is there, definitely is there in elderly people, but those who have taken vaccines, the disease in them were mild or moderate. The mortality is not much in that age group. So that's why, as compared to first wave, second wave, death are more in young people. So that is one reason. Definitely, we are demarcating this and we are experiencing this in our situation.
Yeah.
So everyone should take vaccines. And second important things, as I am cardiologist, want to share with you, because each and every cardiac patient ask me whether I should take vaccine or not, because they are more concerned because they had angioplasty or bypass in previously. So each and every cardiac patient, because being at high risk for developing the severe disease, they are the priority group which should take vaccine. They should
Okay.
take vaccine. Vaccine is totally safe in these patients. Those patients who are on blood thinner, some COVID center, for such vaccination center, who are not handling cardiac patients. So they says their patients that you come tomorrow, you have to stop the medicines and all that. There is no necessary stop your blood thinners. You have to continue that. If you are taking antiplatelet, that is blood thinner, you just go ahead with your dose and take the vaccine in the morning, and you can take your dose, regular dose, in the evening. And you have to just press for more time. That is, if normal person is pressing their vaccination site for 1 or 2 minutes, you have to press for 10 minutes. That's only difference is there. And vaccine, every cardiac patient, whether he had undergone angioplasty or bypass surgery or wall surgery, every patient can take the vaccines. So this
Okay.
is first question. And next question, which vaccine to take, because now they have choice of vaccines. Still now, still till now it is not there, because we have to, whatever vaccine is available, we have to take. Whether it is now only two vaccines are available, Covaxin and Covishield. So both vaccines are safe and both vaccines are found effective in severe disease. What Dr. Hamir has said. So both vaccines are safe and you can take any vaccines. I think in coming days more vaccines will be available in India, such as already Sputnik V is will be available in another 15 days. Pfizer vaccine or Moderna, Johnson and Johnson, all vaccines will be available in few days in India also. So
Okay.
you can take any vaccines, both all vaccines that are safe, and you can take any vaccine, but you have to take. You should take. Everyone should be vaccinated to
Yeah. So
prevent this.
final
Yeah, yeah.
thing is that we all should be vaccinated.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
there
That's
is
the
no other way. Otherwise, we are at high risk.
yes,
At
yes.
high risk. Very good. I mean, so people, I hope you all are listening to us, and you know that it is extremely important. So no second doubt or something, because all the health workers have taken, and even I think Dr. Praful shared right now that nobody is getting infected again, and even if they get only 1 or 2 days of mild fever or something like that,
Yes.
but there is no mortality because of vaccine, or actually vaccine is the shield for them to get to the next level of
Infection is not because of vaccine, sir. I
yes.
just want to share vaccine, any vaccine. Even if in pediatric patient, as a pediatric patient, if you give vaccine, there will be some
Yeah.
fever or pain or body ache will be there. Even if we take normal vaccines in our pediatric vaccine also.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that is normal action of that, because this normal reaction of the vaccine, I think.
Okay.
This is not major issue.
Okay.
This is not COVID infection.
Mhm.
This is just a small fever.
Okay. So now there are a couple of questions on vaccine. Like,
Yes.
can 80 plus people take vaccine? Since this is
Yes,
from the same topic, so someone
yes,
pinged
yes,
here.
sir. Any age,
Anyone can take
yeah, any age means more than 18 years of age.
more than 18
Because,
years of age. Yeah.
yeah, less than 18 years, 12 to 18 years, trial is going on. So
Mhm.
we will get results in coming days.
Yeah.
In pediatric, less than 12 years, yeah, no data. Data is not available.
Okay.
So
Sure.
all more than 18 years, data is available. Even in our center, we have given vaccination to 93 years of age, 95 years of age patients.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
yes, sir.
So another question from vaccine, Dr. Hamid. Can I think this particular question is like, can the mother is breastfeeding her
Yeah.
baby? Can she take the COVID vaccine?
No, right now they are saying that you should not get her vaccinated, but sooner or later we will come with a good vaccine. Or we don't have the enough data for that right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
So
So
right
right now
now,
you recommend not to take.
those who are exclusively breastfeeding their child, exclusive milk. That means that those who are not giving anything else than breastfeeding to their child. At that time, you should not vaccinate mother, and those who are pregnant ladies, they should not get vaccinated.
Yeah, even
Okay.
in pregnant females also,
Yeah.
vaccine is not
So
recommended.
pregnancy and
As
lactations are the
we don't
related.
have any data.
Yeah, we don't have any data.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But
Fine.
if mother is positive for COVID, they can she can breastfeed. That's the
Okay. She can breastfeed, right? Okay. Fine. Okay, so now so many questions you can see. We have got so many questions now. Now we'll start with the question one by one. So the first question that came from Sumit Sani, and he says that, hi, my age is 33 years. I had fever for 3 days, then took medicine for fever, and fever is fine now, but I have huge cough and I can't feel taste in anything. Everything is tasteless. I sure I'm positive. I can't smell too. What should I do to be fine? Sir, please guide.
Yeah, I think he has hi. So he has every symptoms of COVID, because he has fever, cough, loss of taste, loss of smell. So these are all and he is also saying that I'm sure that I am COVID positive.
Yeah.
So he has to consult the doctor, whether it is offline, online. You should consult, and you should start treatment early. If it is, I think, 3 days back he has recently.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think.
definitely. He should get tested for the COVID-19, and he should start treatment as early as possible. I think he should go today or tomorrow to get tested.
Yes. Okay. So, Mamta, next question from Mamta Jha. What is the chance of reoccurring if vaccinated once?
Yeah, so if you have taken the vaccine, there is chance of getting infection, but it is very less. So what data recently has our government of India has released, that is when they have completed 12 crores of vaccination. So they have given that the chance of infection after vaccination is just 0.4%. I think it is less than that. 0.4%, sir. So means if 1000 patient takes the vaccine, only 4 people will get infection, and
Infection.
100% will be secured against the severe
Yeah.
disease.
There will not be any mortality rate in that
Mortality.
in that
You have
crowd.
taken
Yeah.
2 doses, and after 1 month, yeah, you are completely
Okay, another question that came to my mind right now because we are talking about this. So after first vaccine, when should we go for second vaccine?
Yeah, after first vaccine,
First
Covax.
dose, I mean. Yeah,
Yeah,
first
yes.
dose.
For Covaxin, it is 28 days. It is fixed.
Hmm.
It has not
Okay.
changed.
Okay.
For Covishield, they have changed from 28 days to 6 to 8 weeks. So
Okay.
interval is if we take the first vaccine on first, so we can take the vaccine after 42 days.
Okay. Okay.
That is
Even
the
Eh,
it's different for some, I mean, some countries and even for some states, because those people, those administrators who plan the vaccine schedules, they sometimes manages according to their convenience. So whatever they say, your administrator, you need to go through that. But 4 weeks gap should be there, and 4 to 8 weeks gaps, if you can do, there is no harm in doing that. What we do in the pediatrics.
okay.
So 4 week, 4 to 6 week.
Okay. Another question I had, because it is related, so I just wanted to ask right now. The question is like, if let's say vaccine is not available and the second dose date is already there, or maybe let's say it was yesterday and you couldn't take because the department, I mean, like the center said that the vaccine is not available, so we cannot give you the second dose. In this case, is there any harm?
I think you can wait for next 4 weeks maximum. So that's why I say 4 to 8 weeks. If you've taken first dose today, within 8 weeks you can take the second dose, and it will be equally effective.
And if
Because
it is after 8 weeks and still the dosage not available, then
no.
see, yeah, go ahead, Praful.
Yeah. Because 6 to 8 week, what Amir also said, so it will be available, sir. Because in every city, there are some waiting period is there. Even in Nagpur or even Chandrapur, I'm telling about the region. So it is if it is not available today, it will get available tomorrow
Yeah,
or in a day. 4 or 5 days, one vaccination center is getting a vaccine. In
okay,
our center also, we are getting it alternate day. So
okay,
it will not happen like that. 14 days you will not get the vaccine because they are distributing according to that.
okay, okay. That's a good part. Yeah. The third and the next question from Sudipta Mondal: stage by stage medication for COVID. Initial stage, if tested positive. I'm still trying
So
to figure out the question.
yeah. She is
Stage.
asking about whether we
Yeah.
need to upgrade or like that medication. Yeah,
Okay, okay. Stage by stage medication for COVID initial
initial
stage,
stage.
if
but your
tested
stage
positive.
will be decided by your doctors only.
Yeah, it will be
Yeah,
decided by your doctor.
yeah.
If you are testing early, means if you get symptom today and you got tested today and it comes positive, then you will start the initial stages medicines such as if ivermectin or Feviflu, favipiravir, according and multivitamin also. And if fever does not subside after even after 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, we will add next medicines like steroids. We add generally, or if it is not controlled even after 7 days, then you have to start injectable treatment. You have to get admit and you have to take injectable. That is remdesivir is available. Then methylprednisolone injectable is available. So these are all medicines available for COVID-19 and
Okay,
depends on the stages of infection.
okay. So next question is from Nanda Kishore. I had all the symptoms 3 weeks ago, but because of lockdown, could get tested, could not
Not,
get tested, or could get
could not.
tested, and I think could not, and I am feeling absolutely fine. So should I need to go for testing?
I think already 3 weeks is over. There is no need
Yeah.
for treatment now.
so
You
so
are already
40
cured.
cured, 14 days already over, so
Nothing to
that is
worry.
the cycle. Okay, fine. So the next question is from again from Mamta Jha. What is the maximum time period of fever if infected COVID-19?
Is the
Time
maximum
period means
fever.
Time period, like if COVID happens, if someone is COVID positive, what is the maximum time period of fever? So how long it can go? Fever can
Yeah,
stay.
it can go at any time. So means
anytime.
fever
Yeah.
will start on first day. Then if you start early treatment, it will get control in 3 4 days generally, but it can go beyond that. Means 6 days, 7 days, 8 days, 9 days. Generally, if you start proper treatment, give proper treatment, it will
Mhm.
get control. Even
Okay.
after that, the completion of the treatment, you can get some spike of fever, but you don't have to worry if you get fever after 10 days if you
Mhm.
have taken treatment. Then
Okay.
nothing to worry.
And it may happen that if some complications are going on,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
some people are immunocompromised, some people are
yeah.
on steroid. If they develop the new infections like bacterial infection, at that time it keeps on going for the few more days. So
And if
that
you,
type of condition should be judged by a doctor only.
yeah, if you get fever after 10 days means you are having some secondary bacterial
Yeah,
infection.
secondary infection, not the COVID primarily.
Yes.
Could
Okay.
be due to COVID.
And how long the fever can continue
So
if someone is
fever,
infected?
I mean, I think 8 to 10 days for the
Yeah,
initial
yeah.
phase it comes. After
Maximum, sir,
that,
8 to 10
yeah,
days.
8 to 10 days. And if it is more than that, you need to think for the other diagnosis as well. COVID, which is precipitated by some other diagnosis, like some bacterial infection and some other immunological disorders. So at that time, these are the things we cannot discuss because these are the out of scope of.
Yes, yes.
Correct, correct,
Yeah,
correct,
so
correct.
that's why.
Very true. So now the next question is to Dr. Praful, I guess, right? COVID positive patient comes to ED with acute
Heart attack.
myocardial
Bacterial infarction, heart
infraction,
attack.
heart attack. What would be the treatment options?
Uh, yes. So when COVID patient comes to us with acute myocardial infarction, that is heart attack, we are actually two treatments are there. One, we will give injection, that is clot dissolving injection is there. 2 3 injections, streptococcus, that is thrombolysis. And other treatment option is directly going to angiography and angioplasty. But in COVID-19, this disease, if we do directly angiography, everyone will get exposed to that disease. So what we are doing now, we are admitting the patient in ICU and we are giving the clot dissolving injection, that is thrombolysis. That is what is recommended now, that we are practicing in our hospital also.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's move to the next question because so many questions are there. Let's see how many we can cover it up. Okay, so the next question is from Rajiv Ranjan. Okay, I'm working in essential services, so I have to go out every day. I've taken first dose of Covishield just 2 days ago, and I came to know that after first dose, our immunity further weakens for some days before improving. So our body becomes more prone to COVID attack. So please clarify up to what extent it is true and what type of precautions I people who have taken first dose should take.
I think it doesn't suppress your immunity. It will help you to get more immunity, more antibody. So don't worry for that. If you have some symptoms like high grade fever, if you cannot walk and talk, at that time you take adequate rest. That could be because of vaccine itself. Okay, so you can take rest for 2 3 days, but don't think that it will reduce my immunity because vaccines are there to increase your immunity, not to decrease your immunity.
So it is like it will. It's a misconception, right?
Yeah, it's misconception. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine. Okay. So next question is from Pawan. If someone suspected he has symptom of COVID-19, how can we treat it at home?
Yeah, first you have to consult the doctor and then only it will be decided whether he has to take treatment at home or in the hospital. So that is important.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I think
Because
we
you
have.
should not self-medicate.
Yeah.
Okay, next one is what are the reason behind the sudden death at the age of 30, 40? I think this question might have come because of, our recently
Rohit
2 days back,
Sardana.
Rohit Sardana's thing, maybe. So at age 30, 40 years age in this second wave, okay, like the recent news anchor, okay, I think it is there already. Rohit Sardana has come, some case happened in local case, right? I mean, last night he is okay and next morning he is dead. So I'm worrying about I am at age 30. So first of all, you should not worry. Okay. Every individual is different. So first of all, you should not think anything about that. Okay. Yeah. And rest of the thing, anyways, doctors will answer. Yeah.
Yeah. So in Rohit Sardana's case or anyone who is young patient, this happens because of disease, which how much lung involvement is there depends on lung involvement. If lung involvement is more, that is CT score is more in your HRCT CT scan. If it is more, there is more requirement of O2, and if you are on oxygen therapy, then there can be sudden deterioration. That is, lung involvement can suddenly increase, and you can some patient can go from oxygen therapy to ventilator. So that because of he might have died because of that, because sudden deterioration of his symptoms. and involvement of lung has progressed. That is the reason is there.
I would like to add two more points here.
Yeah.
So see what happens in second phase. We see that for 5 to 7 days initially patients are good. They don't have any serious issue, breathlessness, and all those things. After 8 to 10 days, we have seen many patients who's come to COVID. There could be many reasons. One reason is the after Praful can really understand it. There is the immunity weakens after 1 week. We have seen many a times. So new infections and opportunities infection happen. So it happens that if we are at home, we have some symptoms, we neglect it, and after 7 to 8 days, we go to hospital, and we are at that state that we may not get the resources. And sometimes we are so worried that our mental tension, that when we see many patients are there who are dying at that time, many times we have seen that some people get myocardial infection, that is heart attack. So our mental stress, we must have ignored some symptoms in past whenever that come to
True.
my mind. So that's why I
Way,
wanted to
yeah,
add apart
yeah.
from Dr.
So
Praful.
definitely
So
something might have happened in his case
Yeah,
also.
yeah,
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 He
yeah.
might be because he might be very busy and he might have ignored it, and suddenly it happened. I think. Yeah, yeah. Dr. Hamir, you were continuing something.
no. I think that's that's why SpO2 is compulsory. Like you have to measure it
Yeah.
daily.
Yeah,
And if you
yeah.
think that I'm breathlessness, my SpO2 less, you have to go to early. So if you waste 5 to 7 days, the crucial time after that, your therapy with all those drugs may not work in your case. So that could be
So
one
that is the
reason.
reason why I have so many patients are under my treatments or online treatment.
Yeah,
So I recommend them because so many patients are also reluctant to get hospitalized.
Hmm.
So some patients who have SpO2 of even 91 are not, they were not ready to get hospitalized. So if SpO2 goes below 94, I strongly recommend for them to go get hospitalized. I don't treat online then. So that is
yeah.
very important because some patients, even if it is goes below 90, they keep watching at home. So that should not be done.
And
Hmm.
whenever
Correct.
they take SpO2, they take it at rest. So if I take my SpO2 at rest, it is 100. But if I walk for at least 1 minute, and it drastically downs to almost 80. So that is also one of the danger
Yes,
side.
yes, yes.
We
Hmm.
cannot say we just record it. Oh, it's good. But whenever we cannot walk, we cannot talk, we cannot.
Also,
So that's why
till
also one
yes,
thing we
people
can
to
do.
do 6 minute
Yeah.
walk.
But good social media and awareness is there, so people can notice
Okay.
it.
Okay. The next question is like, what is city value in? Why city value increases 2/25 on fourth day
Then,
and
then
10/25 on ninth day? How many? Okay. First question. Second question. How many days quarantine period for home isolation? To okay. Tomorrow my wife is completing 14 days and she has no fever and no symptoms for the last 4 days. Okay,
so
so two questions I think from
yes,
Narendra Shinde. Yeah.
yeah. So city value because of this, because he has city value of 2 and suddenly it progresses to 10 on ninth day. This is because virus replication. Generally, virus replications means virus multiplication occurs initially in 9 days. If you take treatment early, it will stop the replication, stop multiplying. But if you don't take treatment, then CT value suddenly it from 2 to it can go to 10. So sudden deterioration or lung involvement can increase because of not having the proper treatment or delaying the treatment. That is one reason. Or in spite of treatment, some patients can go further progression of the disease can occur. And for the second question, the what guideline says is total isolation period is 17 days, but I think 15 days isolation period is necessary
Yeah.
from onset of symptoms or detecting on RT-PCR or antigen test. So total 15 days is necessary. As already she has completed 14 days, I think she can stay one more day in isolation and can come out of isolation after that.
Want to
Correct.
add more
Correct.
one more thing, like you should not get yourself CT done. I think if you have some symptoms, you don't go to and you don't judge yourself the CT values. If your physician is confident that the CT value is good, then you should not worry for that. So don't treat yourself by looking at the CT values.
Yeah. Okay. So the next question is from Manoj Kunar, I think. Okay. Kunar, I'm survival of COVID-19 recently. I had completed my home quarantine on 17th April 2021. So my question now is what precautions I will follow now and how I can come out of the weaknesses I get due to COVID.
I think same precautions and weakness will get over within 1 to 2 weeks. And sometimes it happens that people have weakness for 2 to 3 months. We have seen that. But if your doctor is confident that you don't have any other things, if you don't have the severe lung involvement, and if you are good, then you need not to worry for that. But precautions are same for each and every case. If you are COVID negative, it doesn't mean that you can be complacent and you roaming here without mask and all those things. So same precautions as of non-COVID.
Okay. Okay. So the next question is I'm running a little fast because there are so many questions. Okay. Please tell what are the medications that we have to take at home after suffering from COVID? I think doctors have already answered, but still, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, some medicines are you can take at home, such as multivitamin, that is combination of vitamin C, vitamin that is zinc, and vitamin D. These three are supplements which you should take, which increases our immunity. And all other medicines as prescribed by your doctor, because you cannot take on other medicines, you cannot take on yourself. So that is important.
Any particular medicine, would it be okay to share, Dr. Praful, or it is based on the medical
No, I
condition?
think it should be as prescribed by a doctor.
Yeah, because it is
take now because
it is not
not
advisable. Yeah, because
Yeah, we
every
cannot have
individual.
general prescription for each
Yeah,
and
yeah.
everyone.
Correct. Okay, fine.
multivitamin. Yeah, they can take.
Yeah,
Vitamin C,
multivitamin.
vitamin
Any
D.
multivitamin name that you can share?
Zincovit is more common name.
Okay,
Zincovit
Zincovit.
or Becozin or ZAC-D is a combination of vitamin zinc, vitamin A, C, and D.
So from G Chandra of Chandrasekhar, sir, I am having temperature of 99.3 degree since 6 days, feeling light weakness. Yesterday I tested negative in rapid test. Till date, my temperature is not going down. Should I again repeat my test or any scan? Please suggest any medication. I'm not having any other symptoms.
You need to check. That's the only thing.
You should-
Consult a doctor
Yeah.
because
You should
we
get
need to
tested.
think of each and every system, whether it is COVID or another infections. So I
RT-PCR
think,
you should get.
yeah, you should get
RT-PCR
RT-PCR or
and-
directly go to a doctor so he can, because fever is there since 6 days. So directly go to a doctor. That is my take on that.
He tested for RT-PCR and I think CT scan also. It's a CT scan.
Okay, fine, good. So the next one is Jayant Srivastava. Can vaccination end or control this pandemic disease? I think we have already answered.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Yeah. So next one is from Prasad Hole. What is the risk to person who vaccinated within 2 doses? He wants to say after completing 2 dosage, right?
So
Yeah, we
Praful
have
told
discussed, sir. It's
Super.
very less.
Yeah.
less
no.
chances.
Yeah, I think we have already discussed,
Yeah, we
right?
covered
Yeah. K. Chandra again. Can we take steam inhalation when COVID system occurs? Okay.
Yeah. We can take steam inhalation. Not side effect is not there.
Okay. From Venkat Ramana, how frequently COVID patients has to check their oxygen level?
Every hour.
Every hour. Yeah. This is very important for each and every individual because that is the only parameter that you can check at home. Otherwise, you can't get to understand what is the problem. Okay. Hitesh Jain, as compared to last year, in current year, people have oxygen issue and shortage of hospitals. Any reason for the same?
More infective virus, more transmission rate, so more number of people are getting infection, and less number of hospital beds. It's quite, apparent.
Yeah.
I want to add something.
Yeah.
So what in first wave and last wave, what differences are there? Sir, number of cases at peak in September was 1 lakh, less than 1 lakh. It was 97,000 in first wave, and now it is more than 4 lakh in this wave.
Every day.
Every day. So
Yeah.
that is the difference, sir. The number of infections this year is 4 times. So that is the reason why and the strain is mutant strain. That is Indian mutant strain. What we are experiencing now. So that is more lethal strain, and more people are requiring oxygen. More people are coming in severe form, and that is the reason why we are getting more oxygen shortage and yeah, hospital beds are full because shortage of bed is there because numbers of infection is 4 times as compared to last year. So I think that is
Correct.
two important reasons.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, now I hope it has cleared to Mr. Hitesh. Now, Mr. Pranav Singh, sir, is the vaccine safe or have to be subsequent? Okay, side effect. I think we have answered. I think it is very much safe, so we can go ahead with that,
Yeah.
right? Everyone should go with that. Okay, so this one is over. Now, this is K. Chandra. What to do if cough occurred as first symptoms? I think we have already answered. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So we need to get tested, right? Yeah. Ruma. Sir, I have heard heaviness, running nose, nose blockage, sometimes sneezing. The same case was with 20 days back and diagnosed as sinus. My doubt now, what shall I do? Shall I go for COVID test? I'm last time got result but found negative. Please suggest.
Yeah, I
I
think
think there is no harm in doing COVID test. So if you are having COVID negative, it means you are safe and you can go for the sinus treatment again. That could be allergic issues or some bacterial sinusitis. But in this era, in this COVID era, you need to get tested. That's my take.
I think what is the meaning of N95? Technical meaning, but anyways, we can
I,
find it in internet, I
yeah,
guess.
I
it's
think
a newest
the
grading, sir. It's a newest grading of that protection what we will have in
so
mask.
yeah, it gives a protection for 95%. It means 95% chances are the virus won't get transmitted. That's
Okay,
the
95
so,
denotes a percentage.
yeah.
N is newest, that is grading name.
Yeah, that's grading.
Yeah.
Okay,
There's
okay.
for
So,
every.
so it is just Swaminathan. I would say it is just a technical name. Only thing that we need to learn here at this point in time that we need to wear
Clear design.
N95 mask. Okay. Yes. I hope you got the answer. Okay. Now, can tablet ivermectin feeding can I mean like the question is like feeding mother can take this or not?
Dr. Amir will answer this question.
Tablet ivermectin. I think the question is can feeding mothers take tablet ivermectin? No, you need to unmute Dr. Amir. Please unmute yourself.
Yeah, audible. Okay.
Yeah, audible.
So
Audible.
ivermectin you can take, a mother can take, but under guidance of doctor because the dose of ivermectin which is required for COVID-19 is quite high. So if a mother is requiring that much dose, it should be given under under observation. And second thing is favipiravir you cannot take if you are lactating your child. So that's my take. For ivermectin, it doesn't have any issue.
Okay. So next one is from Preetham. Sir, my question is my elder one is getting high fever, I guess, right? Because of corona condition. So because of that, his BP is getting high up to 180. Okay. What should we do? How to prevent these situations? My question is my elder one is getting hyper. What is that? Can
Hyper.
you
He's
high
getting hyper.
high hyper because of corona condition?
Maybe this is anxiety
BP is
related.
Okay,
increased.
okay, hyper. Okay, that way. Okay, anxiety, something like that, right? Corona condition. So because of that, his high BP is getting up to 180. So, any suggestion?
Yeah, BP is more means he needs to start treatment for high BP, and he has to be concealed in proper way that you should not take tension. If he has symptoms, you should get tested. That's all.
Okay. So I think there is another question from Mr. Pradeep: How to boost our immunity and protect from COVID-19 virus? I think second part of the question you have already answered, that we have to take mask, then hand sanitization, washing hands, as well as social distancing. The first part, how to boost our immunity. If you can suggest something, or anyways, from tomorrow or day after, I will be conducting some meditation session as well as some chest breathing exercises. So probably that will help. But otherwise, doctors can suggest something here.
Yeah. So we can. The main important thing is proper diet. You should take proper diet. What you are taking, and high protein diet such as eggs, or this you can take, and you can take multivitamin supplements, the zinc, vitamin A, C, and D, to boost your immunity. So that's all what needed.
Okay. Okay. Now, Jayaprakash, if person is suffering from low BP, 70 to 90 with cold and cough, is it a symptom of COVID-19?
Yeah, cold and cough is the symptom of COVID, but low BP, yeah, in severe cases it can have low BP. So that needs to be you have to consult the doctor in on urgent basis.
Okay. So Mamta Jha says, when Medrol should be given. Second, have heard many times that there is no role of remdesivir. Then why doctor is advising?
So yeah, Dr. Amit.
So remdesivir is for the severe cases, those who require more oxygenation and ventilatory. Suppose remdesivir cannot be given to each and everyone. So for the 80% of people, remdesivir is not required. That's why people keep on saying that remdesivir doesn't have any role, but it definitely has a role in the severe form of disease. Dr. Praful knows it very well. And Medrol, I'm not aware of that. So
Medrol is steroid.
yeah, okay, Medrol.
Medrol is steroid.
So I think general people should not worry for the remdesivir and methylprednisolone, when to use, how to use, in what the dose should be used. It should be under the strict ICU monitoring. Those people who are working on that, they need to worry for that. So it doesn't mean that it's not working everywhere. So, but it is not required for each and every patient. That's the thing.
Okay. So Anand says so we have another 8 to 10 questions, I guess.
Yeah, we'll finish.
So we will finish it off. Okay. If we get COVID positive report, then what precautions we have to take?
Yeah, we already
Same
Covered.
precautions.
yeah,
Yeah.
isolation is important, and every member should take utmost precaution.
Okay. Okay. And doctor's suggestion is important here, right? Okay. Jayashri, our neighbors have COVID, tested corona positive, and now she is on ventilator. Could corona spread by air transmission? I am in panic situation.
Yeah, you already discussed that.
Yeah, it can get transmitted. So you don't have to worry for that. You just take precautions for each and every case. You think that every single person who is there who is sitting or standing next to you is having COVID. That's the only thing, irrespective of symptoms and all those things.
Yeah. So I think why she is asking that might be the next door or something.
So it
And,
doesn't mean if she has, she is on ventilator, all the people who are residing nearby there will be on the ventilator. So don't worry for that. So it depends on your immunity. Those who are having some disease and immunity issue, they may get the severe form of disease. It doesn't mean you will also get the severe form of disease. That's my take.
Okay, good. Yeah. So from Avinash, is there any medicine which can be used as prophylactically prophylactic for COVID-19 prevention other than vaccination?
It cannot prevent it. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I want to say no drug if you take before the symptoms can prevent it. Okay. So that's the thing.
Okay. So it's a question from Mr. Bharat. Which oximeter is the best for whom?
I think any oximeter you can buy that is not an based or some Philips.
As I think in this situation, if we get oximeter, that itself is a big thing, right? I struggled for it, and that too. Night I checked, and the cost was 1,300. Morning I checked, the cost was 2,500. So even that is another case in the market. I think it should not be promoted, but we can't help. Okay, Vishal Kumar, what should we eat or in diet? From normal person perspective, I think, yeah.
Whatever we eat at home daily, we should eat that. I think so. Our healthy diet, homemade diet.
Okay.
It should have high protein content, and we all are healthy. That means we are eating the healthy food. So that's the, general answer. Raful, want to add something?
Yeah, no, I think normal diet is enough to take care of disease. If you are non-vegetarian, you can add 2 eggs per day in your diet. So that is proteinaceous diet. That again help you to become more immune. That's all. Nothing
So
specific.
eggs will help to become
Definitely. It is
to get more
proteins
immune. Yeah, but there is again a yellow part of the egg that is
Yellow
again
should
will
not-
increase the
Yeah,
cholesterol level.
will
Yeah.
increase cholesterol. Egg white you get.
Okay, egg white. Okay, fine. So now another question from Nandakishore. What is the good food habit, veg or non-veg, or anything that will help to boost our immunity? I think green
Yeah.
veggies and non-veg probably you can tell.
I
Yes.
think whatever food, you don't have to change from the veg to non-veg or non-veg to veg. Whatever you are taking, take in the adequate amount and stay healthy.
Okay, okay. So non-veg is safe to take during this
Yeah,
time.
it's quite safe.
Yes.
So if you
Yeah.
are taking on routine basis, it's safe.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Okay. Swaminathan, sir, what ventilators does? Okay, it's a very common question, I guess. So probably,
So it gives you breathe. If you cannot breathe,
yeah.
it will give you breathe. See, if I am those people who are having the oxygen concentration with less than 95%, at that time we give supplementation of the oxygen with the mask, with the concentrator or high flow oxygen. Sometimes starting from 5 liter to 20 to 30 liter. If still patient is not maintaining the SpO2, that if after giving high flow full oxygen patient is not maintaining, at that time we give rest to that lung. We will have some machine which can give breath to our
Okay.
body. So that's the logical, explanation behind ventilator. But sometimes it may happen that if SpO2 is more, then even then we have to shift patients on the ventilator, depending on the general condition of the patient, depending on the other parameters. So it gives you artificial breath. If you cannot breathe, ventilator will help you to breathe. That's the thing.
Okay, so it was a good question from Swaminathan. Yeah, because generally we hear ventilators at the worst situation. I mean, people
Yeah,
get
it is
ventilators.
at the worst situation.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So Bharat Singh, next question from Mr. Bharat Singh. It is like, can the coronavirus disease be transmitted in hot or humid
Each and
climates?
every climate, each and
Yeah.
every climate.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. So the next question is from Chandrasekhar. Sir, can I take vaccine if I'm having light fever 99.5 degree?
No, no. You should not take vaccine. You should get tested first for
Yeah.
COVID and that only.
Yeah. So, in addition to this, I have another question that came to my mind. If someone is COVID positive, and when he is COVID positive, I'm sure that he cannot take vaccine. First thing,
Yeah.
right? And second condition could be like someone was COVID positive, and now let's say today he got confirmed that now he's negative in COVID test. So after how many days he can take vaccine?
So
After
after COVID negative, acha, okay. How many days after getting
COVID,
COVID?
let's say
Yeah,
today he got the
yeah, yeah,
result
yeah.
of
COVID.
COVID negative.
yeah,
Now
yeah.
he is not anymore COVID positive.
This
So
is
after
very
how many days?
this is very common situation now, sir, because so many
Yeah,
patients are taken the first dose,
recovering. Yeah.
then infection. Now they are asking about when we should take second dose. So the most logical answer is, and what are the recommendations from the government of India is, at least there should be gap of 6 weeks from the date
6
of
weeks
recovery to second dose. So means after 6 weeks you can take the vaccine.
Okay.
If you are negative, you came negative on that day. After 6 weeks, you go and take the vaccine.
Okay. After 6 weeks. Okay. Now next question from Mr. Sudipta Mandal. I think. Yeah. 1 minute. What is better, Covishield or Covaxin? Minimum recommendation gap between first dose and second dose. I think we have
Both are
already.
same. Don't worry
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah,
4
both
to
are
6 weeks.
equally
Yeah.
effective.
Now I think the first focus is getting the vaccine. That is the only focus we should have, right? Yeah. Okay. So Chandrasekhar again, I think, can we
Yeah.
take second dose if found during slight COVID symptoms?
No, sir. You cannot take.
Yeah. So Chandrasekhar, please do not take. In case anyone, it is for anyone. If you experience anything, even fever or something, or cough and cold or anything, please do not take vaccine. And only once you get negative report or when you are healthy, then only go for that after 6 weeks, whatever doctors have suggested. Okay, now next one is from Bhagya Sri. My son recovered from acute lymphocytes leukemia. Okay, all. He has completed his treatment 2 years back. What should we take care about him? Okay, what are chances and how much of intensity of to affect him by COVID-19?
So if you are having leukemia, it means that's a type of blood cancer, blood malignancy. So at that time your immunity is low. If you are recovered from the acute lymphatic leukemia before 2 years, and if you are doing right now well in terms of you are gaining good height, good weight, if your blood parameters are good, at that time you can go for vaccination as well. But you need to check a doctor. Yeah, I cannot suggest right now that you go for vaccination, because what are his or her blood reports and how he or she is performing well, that needs to be checked. But this comes in the priority basis of vaccination sometimes, because if he or she gets the disease, there
Age
are
is
chances.
12 years.
12 years age.
Yes, just
Yeah,
now
yeah.
got the info. Yeah.
Okay, so I mean, check it, get the blood parameters, check your hematologist, and then if he's suggesting that he is fine, then go for the vaccination. That I would like to say, but there are more chances. ALL means, see what happens. ALL definitely have the different types, acute lymphoid leukemia, but this is the one of the type of blood cancer in which there are more chances of recovery. There are less chances of the recurrence. Otherwise, in the childhood leukemia, it happens that there are more chances of recurrence. If it is get cured by some means, it will recur after some time. So AL is for ALL, it is good part that it doesn't reoccur most frequent. But for vaccination side, I would like to say again, consult your doctor. If child is fine and healthy, then go for the vaccination. But there are chances that, so in a nutshell, it's like your immunity is low. If
Okay.
leukemia is there, there is low immunity, and if low immunity is there, we need to take care of disease as well, and we need to take care of vaccine as well. So in that case, you need to check a doctor and then go for vaccination.
Okay. Any suggestion, doctor, that how she can take care of her child? Like
I mean,
the same.
yeah,
No.
same
Okay.
precautions we need to take
Precautions.
care of.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Fine.
if someone is positive, other member after positive, they need to separate this child first.
Yes. Yes. True. I hope Bhagyashri, you must have got the answer right. Okay. Next one is from Mr. Venkat. What kind of risks there for those? I think next line he has written. What kind of risk is are there for those people who get COVID? However, she took the first vaccine dose. Okay, fine. So if someone gets first doses, what are the chances? What kind of risks are there for the people who got COVID?
So you require two doses, irrespective of the vaccine, Covaxin and Covishield. And vaccine will start generating antibody after 6 weeks of getting dose. So if you have taken first dose, there are more chances that, I mean, it will give some protection, but until and unless you have taken the second dose, after that it will start giving you antibody. So there are chances. So you should not skip any doses of vaccine. That's the only take.
Okay. I think the question was what kind of risks are there for the people who get COVID, however, he or she took the first vaccine dose. So I think we answered, right?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. So the next one is from Subham. What immunity booster should we take before COVID? I think we have answered.
You have answered it.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, fine. Next one is from Suprabha. How long the first vaccine last for? I took only first vaccination. Second vaccination not available here. Okay, the same question which I asked. Is vitamin C is good for getting high immunity?
See, right now we don't have any data for the only one dose. Whatever data we have is for the two doses of vaccine. So, on priority basis, whenever you get the vaccine, get the vaccine. Otherwise, you think that you may get the disease. That's the only thing, because we have not seen any patient who have taken the only one dose. Okay, so government may not have the enough data that to show what's happened, but it may give some protection by, if you go by logic, that it may give some protection, because antibody will start generating after 4 to 6 weeks. So you may have some, I mean, protection, you may have some immunity, but whenever you get the second dose, go for it.
So the next question is from Mr. Manjunath. Multiple ground glass opticities, pneumonia infiltrates, interests. Okay,
Interstitial thickening,
yeah, thickening,
ventricular of
some
both lungs,
complete
involving,
medical terms. Okay,
yeah.
yeah, of both
One of the
lungs.
cousins, it is written like that, COVID
Yeah,
positive 15 days after. So
yeah.
these are the common findings which we see in the CT scan reports. So this shows that this person is having the COVID infection. That's the only thing, and the score shows that how much lung involvement is there.
And the last question today, Doctor, if patient is suffering from schizophrenia, I think, right? Then
Okay.
can patient go for vaccination?
Yeah.
Schizophrenic can
Schizophrenia
go for vaccination. There is nothing worry for that. I mean, they must be
Yeah.
on some drugs, but there is
no contraindication.
no contraindication.
Okay. So I think we have covered all the questions. It was a very long discussion along with Q&A. I think we have covered almost all the questions. Wonderful. People, if you have any questions, please write your questions, save this link, okay, and put your questions across. Anyways, in case we get more questions, we will see if it is possible to get the time from the doctors, and if it is possible, then we will have a quick session next time, probably going through only those questions, okay. And let's thank to both the doctors. Everyone, please type your thanking notes to both the doctors. They have taken out their valuable time. And thank you so much, Dr. Hamir and Dr. Praful, for taking out the time for our community. And even I'm going to put this video in my Facebook page, as well as, if possible, in my YouTube channel as well, so that it will be helpful for many people. They can get the questions clarified, right? So thank you so much. If you want to add anything apart from this, I think we have already covered all the things.
Yeah.
But if you have anything, last words, then probably we
Just
can.
to summarize, sir, if
Yeah.
you have symptoms, cough, fever, cold,
Yeah.
or body ache, diarrhea, you should go early and test early. Early treatment is the strategy to control the replication of the virus and to stop this virus going into severity. And second, this is first, second, and third thing is vaccination. As vaccination is available more than 18 years of age, so everyone should go and take their vaccine on their turn. So these three are the most important point summarizing this session. So anything you add, Dr. Ram?
Yeah. So wonderful. Thank you so much, doctors, for sharing such a valuable information. This is definitely going to help a lot of people here in our community, also to any people, any person who is going to listen and watch this video. Okay. So people, please take care of yourself, because this is really, you shouldn't be panicked, but at the same time, you need to be very much careful at this point in time. I would say, Jaan hai to jahan hai, I think you must have heard. It is extremely essential right now. And these doctors are recommending for vaccination. We need to go for it. I have already applied in COVID. I don't know when my turn is going to come, but definitely I'm going to take that as early as possible when I get the chance, right? So please do not keep anything in your mind that vaccination is not good for anyone or something. Yeah, a special case, I think some of the people have already asked here. So I think doctors have already answered. But in case there is any special case, particularly you need to consult your family doctor or any particular doctor, and they are going to help you for that, right? So please be safe, maintain social distancing and everything, and all the protocols of COVID-19, okay? And let's defeat this disease, and let's make our India free of all these things. Let's take it. And I know immunity is very important. Take care of yourself. Eat some juicy fruits, whatever I know, like lemon, oranges, and all these things. And these are the things which are going to be very much helpful for our diet. Okay. All the very best. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much, doctors. Thank you so much for your time. Yeah. And let's meet in the next live session. Okay. All the people. Till then, take care of yourself. Bye. All the very best. Be safe. Stay safe. And maintain all the protocol. Okay. Bye and take care of yourself.